Okay, this is how to set up to create the ground, then create the foundation, then create the floor framing. So I'm going to take a rectangle from the origin point, drag it out like that. We'll tell it to be 300 apostrophe for 300 feet, comma 300 apostrophe. So 300 feet by 300 feet, hit enter, gives us that. We're going to hit P for push pull and pull it down. And I think I'll pull it down maybe 240. 240 inches is 20 feet. Then on that rectangle, or square, we'll draw another rectangle, which is basically the excavators, who are the guys who dig the hole, laying out where they're going to dig down for the basement. So we'll make that 600, 600. That's 50 feet square. I could take that, I could move it around on the surface if I want, get it about centered. And then we're going to push it down with P, push pull, push that down in 8 feet, which would be 8 apostrophe, or 96 for 96 inches. Then we're going to hit the space bar and select the bottom plane, tap F for the offset. We'll click and drag in towards the middle, and when we let go, we're going to tell it to go in 60, enter, which is 5 feet. 60 inches is 5 feet. So then we start to lay out the space for the footing. The footing is the sort of wide spread piece of concrete at the bottom that carries the weight of the walls. The walls are going to be 8 inches thick. The footing is going to be 24 inches thick. So I'm going to hit the space bar and select this area, hit F to offset it again, and we're going to offset in. Again, I could go way in, but when I let go, I'm going to type in 24, and that's the 24-inch offset right there, 24-inch space. That's the trench for the footing. So I'm going to hit P for push-pull, and push that down 16 inches, 16, enter. And basically, the other possibility here is that they just dig the hole down all the way to the bottom of the trench, and then they set up wood forms to contain the concrete. But if the ground is solid enough, they could dig down in like this and then just fill that with concrete. So what we'll do is we'll go in, hit the space bar, and we'll select that bottom trench. That's just that bottom surface, and copy it, which would be Command C, or on a Chromebook would be Control C. We'll copy that, and then we'll triple click this, right click and group it. So this is basically done. That's the ground. Then the piece, actually, and I think I'm going to select this and right click and hide it. Now when I right click, I can say paste in place, and that piece that I copied is going to come in like that. That's the bottom of the trench. It's the bottom of the footing. So we're going to hit P for push pull. We'll pull that up 16 inches, and that's going to fill that trench. Then we'll do the same thing. I'll copy this top surface. So Command C, or on a Chromebook, Control C. You could also right click and hit that second icon. That's also copy.
Mr. Ruffini, please report.
Oh, there's some announcements. Then I'm going to light this up, and I'm going to right click and group it, and do the same thing. I'm going to right click and then hide it. The piece that I copied, which is the top, I'm going to right click and hit paste in place. That comes back in. So we're going to use this to create the walls. This thing's 24 inches wide, and what we want is 8 inches to the outside of the wall, then 8 inches for where the foundation wall, the basement wall, is going to go, and then 8 inches in the inside. So I'm going to hit F for offset, click and drag this line in, and when I let go, I'll tell it to go in 8, enter. That's the first 8 inches. Then I'll select in here, hit F, do the same thing. We'll drag this in, and again, even if I drag it way in, and I can let go and tell it 8, enter, it's going to give me that. And that's the space for the walls. Now we can do what's called the copy kill method, which is what I want is that. So we're going to select that and copy it. So I'm going to use Command C, or I could right click and use copy here. So select copy what we want, then triple click it, hit backspace or delete and kill it. So that's the copy kill. It really should be called copy kill paste, because we copied what we wanted, killed it off, and then right click and paste in place that. So that's 8 inches wide. We're going to hit P for push-pull, and we'll pull this up 96 inches or 8 apostrophe for 8 feet, either way. And that's an 8-foot high foundation wall. And I'll make that, light it up, triple click it, make that a group. Now if I went back over here to the glasses on the right, tools on the right side, I could click on that, hit unhide at the top, unhide all, and now we've got that. And if I painted it, I could do this. How about we paint this? Let's see, let's make it like dirt, and then maybe make the top grass, and then the footing, oops, the footing will make concrete, and the foundation walls will also make concrete. Now all that's missing now is the basement floor, which is called the slab, concrete slab. So I'm going to look straight down into it, hit R for rectangles, and start in this corner, not this corner, but this corner. Drag out my rectangle all the way to the other side so it completely kind of covers the floor. Looks a little weird right now because that's just a two-dimensional plane. I'm going to hit P and pull that up, and when I let go, I'll type in 4, enter. So there's a 4-inch thick concrete slab. When you select this, make sure you really definitely triple click it. Click, click, click. So the whole thing is selected. And then I can right click and group that. So that's the concrete slab on the floor. Grab some concrete. We'll paint that too. So that's all the masonry work. Masonry work is all the concrete work. We may come back in later and put some basement windows in, but that's the excavation, which is digging the hole, and the footing at the bottom, the foundation wall, which is the basement walls, and the concrete slab.